should you become a freelance programmer? My opinion, you should not, and here's why. Now, freelancing refers to when you work on a project with a client without a full-time or like a long-term commitment. So it's just a contractual agreement that you choose to work on a project. So for example, someone hires you to create their mobile app or their website. You're only working for them as a freelancer to create that project. Once you're done creating that, your work is done. So don't have a long-term commitment or a long-term relationship with anyone. So that's essentially freelancing, is working on a contractual basis. Now, when it comes to whether or not you should be a freelance programmer, or if that is something you should consider, my opinion would be you should not, and I'll explain. So in my personal journey, well, I guess let's define freelancing first. So there's two ways you can think about freelancing. There's freelancing on websites like Upwork, Fiverr, freelance.com, and so on, where you offer to create like any type of you help people with any type of like programming work. And this can be like entire projects, entire apps, entire websites, or this can be like simple as just creating scripts or like debugging some code, like creating rebranding a website and so on. Now that obviously is super helpful, is super in demand as well, but the competition is super crazy. In my personal experience, I never got any type of work in that type of freelancing. Like I had in my junior days, I had profiles on like Upwork and so on, but I never got any projects. And the reason was probably because it was hard for me to convince others that I could do the work. Well, I could do the work, but there's so many other people. And then you get into like your pricing and so on, because there's so many people that are willing to do stuff and like at ridiculously low prices. So it makes it really hard to compete. Now, the other type of freelancing is where you create like entire projects on a contractual basis. And this is something that I personally found a lot of success in, and this is what you should be focusing on, not on that other type of freelancing. So if you have long-term goals of, say, becoming a software engineer, working in a big tech company and so on, you should focus on projects, not just like individual bits that you help out people with. Like, you don't create your profile, like freelancing profile, for like helping with scripts and so on. I believe that is a bit of a waste of time. Let me know in the comments down below if you disagree with that. I'm happy to explore your opinions as well. But in my personal experience, that honestly just wasted my time. I mean, in a sense, I got to learn about that world as well, the freelancing world. But if you want to look for a quick way to make money, like in the short term, it may work for you. But in the long term, I don't think it has much success for you. But on the other side, the other type of freelancing, which I'm talking about, is working on a contractual basis for entire projects. That's something I've had a lot of success in. And the way I approached it is not like, I never got any projects through like marketing myself on like these online platforms. The way I got projects was asking my family members if they knew someone that wanted like an app made or a website made. Another thing I did was I reached out to nonprofit organizations, telling them, hey, this is some of my work. I'm a web developer. I'm an app developer. I can create an app for you. Please let me introduce myself and so on. So that's one thing you can do as well, to get some projects, to get some names under your resume. That's another thing I did. Another thing I did was reach out to people in like my network, so outside of my family. So say I go grocery shopping nearby. So if I walk into like a local grocery shop, I ask them like, are you guys interested in a website for yourselves, or like a mobile app and so on? So just reaching out locally, reaching out to your people, reaching out to your family members. That's something that I would recommend to you guys as well. That's how I found my success in like getting projects. I never really got like any. I got maybe like one gig off of like freelance, like Upwork and Fiverr and so on, but didn't really have a lot of success. And maybe I did some stuff wrong to not get a lot of stuff there. But in my opinion, you should not focus on doing like small, like simple level tasks as a beginner, or even say you're in your programming journey, you're learning to become a software engineer. You're not a software engineer yet. Maybe you're in school still. I wouldn't focus on that, like creating, like marketing yourself to create like small scripts for people and so on. I have another video as well, why that stuff is now soon going to go away as well. Like that simple stuff like debugging and so on. Obviously, there is a need for services like that, and you're welcome to offer those services to people, but I wouldn't recommend it. What I would recommend is you focus on projects, like entire projects. So think of yourself like as an independent contractor. So instead of like working for small gigs, you work for entire projects. reach out to your family, reach out to your local network and so forth. Try to get some people, work for free, work for nonprofit organizations. So that was it for this video. It'll be, I think, a relatively short video on whether or not you should be considering freelancing if you are in your junior days, or even in like relatively advanced in your programming journey. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of this video. Like and subscribe, help me reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of January, and I'll see you guys in the next one.